Hey guys, what's up? Rocco here. Today we're doing the long-awaited sequel to the original video, Trendy Photography Reactions Episode 2. So we're all photographers, but I'll let them introduce themselves, and we're going to react to some trendy photography today. Introduce yourself, guys.
Sure, I am Nicholas Kaplan. We are all friends of Rocco's. I've been into photography longer than Rocco actually has. I used to do a lot of video, but now I'm almost exclusively photography.
Michael?
Yes.
You go, introduce yourself.
Alright, I am Michael Weibel. I am one of Rocco's photography friends and many other different things. I've been into photography since late 2018, and Rocco has invited me to join in the second part of this.
He was supposed to be in the first part, but unfortunately he wasn't able to come to my house in time, so yeah.
Well, things happen.
Things happen.
And now it's virtual, because everything is virtual nowadays.
Yeah.
Yes.
Quarantine! Accurate.
Before we get into the rest of this video, don't take this too seriously. If you take photos like this, it's fine. We find it funny. It's just, yeah, just...
Oh.
Okay.
You just got demonetized, Rocco.
Don't take... I wasn't even
never
monetized in the first place.
monetized.
Subscribe. Also, like,
True.
the subscriber to the non-subscriber ratio is really bad, so subscribe, please.
And
Okay,
that's
so
what
the
I meant.
first photo, already off to a pretty interesting start. We got a purge mask guy in the snow. Aside from the purge mask, the photo is okay.
I'm not saying that the photo itself is bad. I'm just saying that I've seen it many times before. Everyone's doing the same.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh my gosh, I gotta get purge mask.
Personally, I think it's a cool setting. If those particles, if they were able to be able to do that and that it wasn't done post, I think that's really good.
Yeah, we'll have time
My
to get
biggest
some photos.
thing with it is the mask. I feel like the mask removes any level of connection and personality the photo would have. Otherwise,
like, what
this would
if
be a cool photo to take of somebody, but when you just are wearing a mask, what's the point?
Yeah, if
the location's cool.
Yeah, if the guy was like staring,
Editing is great.
Yeah.
It's masked.
Like
That's the biggest problem
instead
for
of the
me.
mask, having the person looking out, staring up into the snow would be a lot more cool. All right, next photo, Michael.
Yeah.
So, a little less trendy, honestly, but.
Especially.
It's a person. I can't
that's
tell.
why that's a person down there. That's why I put some of them
Is that
into
person
the
holding a camera? I can't tell.
It looks like they are. And that's another issue I have. That's why since I'm the one who compiled these photos and all that, it's like in the same thing as in the last video, we found many photos of people either holding their phone up in the photo or holding their camera up in the photo, and that just doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right, you know? But the long exposure effect was very cool in this one.
I think the long exposure was done really well done. I think teal and orange is a little too hyped. Like, in this photo, I feel like it's a little too strong for my taste. But even then, teal and orange is nice. There's a reason people like it. Even though it can tend to be a little overused.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so. Having that in there kind of makes it weird because you see the reflection right below him is orange, and then the reflection on the water is teal, then half the bridge is teal and the other one's
Yeah.
orange. And then you have the orange flying around. Again, not entirely a horrible picture, but very
It just,
common
yeah,
practice.
but the long exposure effect is very cool. I like that. All right, next photo.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
This is like the
what?
cheese grater photo from last time. I thought it was so absurd, so I put it in there. I don't know.
I don't know what to say here.
That's
Actually, no,
it's like,
somebody else start. I can't.
like it's clearly fake, but it was actually faked
No,
pretty
Rocco, I thought it
decently.
was real, buddy.
Oh, really, Michael? Really, man?
So
I just thought that was
first
funny.
I see, color-wise, it is actually very nice.
Yeah, colors are good.
Yeah.
Stuff,
Also,
but
that is a very
the
moody,
whole
like,
dude
common
riding the fish
idea, but
thing,
yeah.
he just lost it there. It was like a guy
that makes no
doing,
sense.
I don't know, popping like a wheelie or something up in the air.
Yeah, on a bike, that'd be really
on
cool.
A bike, that actually would be pretty cool, but the preset and the coloring, all of that, does look, again, very trendy and common.
Yeah, it's very common.
And the
You gotta-
fish is just ridiculous.
And my thing is, okay, so basically, it's absurdist photography, which granted is a type of photography, but it's not real. You have to, like, use Photoshop, and when, like, Photoshop is good for some things, but, like, when it's stuff like this, I'm a little bit just like,
Yeah, honestly,
why?
at this point, it's more of
Between
just
graphics
digital
and
art.
photo-
But yeah,
and, photography.
Yeah.
yeah. All right, next photo.
And
Oh wait, one last comment. Okay, never mind. All right. Now this one is actually pretty good, except a lot of it is fake. Like, it is clearly fake. Like, you can see the Eiffel Tower. There's no actual depth through it. It's clearly comped on top. And the
Composited,
lights,
yeah.
the lights aren't streaking in the right direction. Although it looks cool at first, when you look closer, you see lots of inconsistencies. Still, a good job overall was done. It's not as trendy as the other ones, but I just thought that it still has.
Actually, very like the coloring.
Yeah, the coloring is pretty
the
good.
colors are really good. The way the clouds are blurred it's just
It doesn't
weird to
make
me. You
sense
can
in
tell
terms of the actual photo.
the sizing of it is off. It seems like the clouds are way too big compared to the Eiffel Tower, and also the coloring of the clouds is really weird compared to the rest of the photo, because they look like the clouds were done at like sunset or dusk, yet some of that color would be reflected on the Eiffel Tower.
And that's also what people try to do, this HDR effect, which is, eh.
HDR is really cool, but
It has to be done
like-
right. It has to be done right. If you don't do it right, it looks horrible.
Next photo?
Yeah, next photo.
yeah.
Okay.
This is very trendy. Purge mask and burning newspaper. Honestly, the newspaper should be burned because that's the quality of news that we're getting anyways around this time.
God.
So yeah.
I think, again, I think honestly, flames and even if people holding burning things can be done really well, but it's the mask. 'Cause if that was a person's face right there, that would completely change this image.
And they would also be
It would look very
portraying
different.
emotion. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's just monotone.
And so
It's nothing.
my biggest thing always comes down to the mask.
I've seen
Yeah.
a few pictures. One of them was of girls. Hold on. It was of Tom Holland, and he was sitting on a burning chair. That one looked really nice because you could see emotion. It was properly colored and everything. But this one just kind
It's just-
of
it's just-
lost it with.
Although the fire
reflection
is
of the
cool.
Water, the burning newspaper. You can't see the emotion due to the mask.
It's a lot to take in. That's one of the things about this photo.
And if you look,
I
around
think personally-
the fire, the smoke does not quite
Yeah.
line up. So
It
goes
seems as
straight
though
up,
the
not
fire is
possible.
also slightly faked too. I don't know. I can't really tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the reflection, the fire looks really weird. If that might just be me, but the fire in the reflection looks really weird.
Yeah, it's
Compared to what it looks like
in the wrong
normal.
direction. Yeah. All right, next photo. Now this one is good,
boy.
except for the fact that the teal and orange preset, the leading lines.
Just stands there.
Yeah, I was
like,
about to
why
say
would-
that. He looks like he has this like phone flashlight. That
Michael,
might be
you
like
would have been extremely disappointed with the last video. If you saw the last video, there was tons of photos with just people holding up their phones in front of the cameras, like.
because like you
Why?
can tell
How
right
would you do
there
that?
the part of the light that's coming through his leg, and then which one's his phone, and the phone one it just yeah.
Now this, it's like the photo of the Eiffel Tower, but the street is only in focus, except it's different. This is pretty much the same exact style of photo. The whole background is
Okay, this
but your eye is not immediately drawn to the railing. You immediately look up at the
And
back of the
I
image
have no
instead of
clue if
focus.
this is like. I have no clue if this is just the compression I'm getting, but the clarity in the bokeh seems to be turned way too high up. That could totally be the compression, but that's what I'm seeing.
It might just be chromatic aberration, but yeah,
Let me
I
look
kind of see
back.
what you mean.
So I'm gonna go on a little
Yeah.
bit of a focus tangent here. Your focus
Go for it.
basically defines the photo.
Yeah.
In in 90% of your shots, your focus defines the subject of your photo. If I'm focused on a park bench, it's of the park bench, not the people walking in the background. If I'm focused on the ground, it's of the ground, not the sky. So when you focus on this little bit of railing here, that's your focus. It's the railing.
And the fact is, your eyes aren't immediately drawn out to that.
People walking down.
Your eyes don't immediately look to that. You look to the rest where the more light is. You know, it's like you gotta. Like, if you were lower down, like if that was at eye level, then that would be better. But it just didn't really make sense. Or maybe, well, it says bokeh shots is the title of the poster.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like, it's kind of that's trendy. Like people are like, oh my gosh, excessive bokeh. I'll take a photo where everything is out of focus just to get bokeh. Like, why would you do that?
I do feel like even though it is bokeh, it does use leading lines really well. Yeah. I feel like from kind of the top lights through the crisscross and then the railings come down, your eyes do flow from top to bottom, and you do end up at the thing in focus, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Or
I
if
just
you look
wish
at it
that
in
the whole
reverse,
thing was in focus. Or...
Oh boy.
Oh, it's a wet phone.
We're back to the wet phones. Why? Why do people do this?
I feel like to me, one of the beautiful things about photography is
like
the innumerable
in
amount of things we can take photos of. But one of the things I hate taking photos of is technology. Because I just feel like personally, I'm taking a photo of something that somebody else created versus taking a photo of something that was out in nature or something like that. And like, I have different thoughts for like monuments and things like that, but for technology, it's just like, I don't know, especially because, and it gets even worse with the wet phone because there's just so many photos and they all look the exact same.
Yeah, so I've seen many phone reflections, like they set their phone in a puddle or they put the water drops on their phone. Honestly, when I first looked at this, I could not tell what this was.
Yeah, I had to saw like 15 seconds to figure out what it was.
Bar, maybe? I know that's a Ferris wheel in the background.
Yeah.
Anyone knows what an out of focus lit up Ferris wheel looks like.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
but honestly, what they should have done is put an actual
right?
subject in the photo.
But unless you're doing it for like a product review or something, that's when it's interesting. But other than that,
like I do with
technology such as your phone or your camera or your laptop, those are just, or even your lens, they're just overused in photos.
Yeah.
And it's rather annoying.
Alright. Yeah. And they could have put an actual subject in the photo, but they didn't, which is kind of annoying. Alright, next.
Oh gosh. See?
Another one.
See how used it is.
This one is...
Yeah.
This one is...
This one is not 6 stops under
This one is even worse.
This one is actually, you can see it. But still, it's one of those wet phones.
No, I I disagree. I don't like this one as much because you can't even see what's in the background. The last one you at least got the Ferris wheel. Yeah, this one you have nothing.
Same thing from the last one applies to this one. I mean, this is cool, but
it's cool, but what I said about composite images earlier still stands.
The hand and the photoshopped water ruined the whole thing.
Also, is it just me or is it clarity coming through even though there's the compression?
There was excessive. When I was first looking at
clarity.
this image, there was excessive clarity.
Without the hand and the water, it
and
would
when
actually look really nice.
It would.
And when we need clarity,
nice
when we mean clarity, we don't mean like the image is super clear. We mean that there's this effect on Lightroom that's been added in post, and it's excessive and it makes the image look really like it looks over sharpened and stuff like that. Essentially, if for those of you who don't know what it means, it's fine if you don't know.
All right. Next.
This photo I have seen a million times, and I am it's.
Technology.
First of all, that's not what you see from the drone.
Honestly, The photo on the screen is great. The fact that you're taking a photo of the photo on the screen,
and that's also not the real thing that the drone is seeing. Also, it's DJI drone. I'm not a DJI fan. Immediate disliking.
Yeah.
So the thing is,
I can definitely tell that's been photoshopped on. You can definitely tell it's been photoshopped on.
Because the exposure doesn't line up.
So again, the teal and the orange have.
It's like that is not a situation.
I actually like the way the teal.
The orange is fine. The teal is overdone. That's my opinion.
I actually don't hate the teal and orange in this, how it's been used here personally, because like I could imagine that being a normal blue right there, and it just turned it into a slightly more of a teal.
Okay.
So I don't hate it here. See, I think the blue here,
like
to me the blue balances it out. I think the blue adds some more texture and dynamicness to the photo. Whereas I feel like if it was all orange, it would be flatter.
So you have to find that.
But also
nice
the clarity in this. They turned up the clarity way too much. You can really tell. It is absolutely absurd how much clarity they added. Which, anyways, next. This one is just horrible. It's not. That's not even how it would look like. Like it's not even. It's like, oh yeah, I got my camera. It's like, why?
You can tell the reflection's fake.
The clarity is way too high.
I don't like that building in the background that is just popping out. That's a little weird to me.
Yeah.
And also the choice of lens really distorted the whole look of the image too. But like, who holds their camera like that? Just like holds it out. We had photos like this in the last video, and I was just like,
That's. This is what, 5D though?
Right. Next.
Now this trend has been everywhere. Everyone's been trying to do the Joker trend. Now obviously if there was a different person in there, that'd be fine. I'd be fine with it. But the Joker thing is a little overdone. But it's still cool nonetheless. Now this shot makes no sense. The framing is completely off. Second of all, why are you focused on the camera?
I think this shot would be really... I personally think this shot would work really well had it been focused on her face.
I know, it should have been focused on her face, but...
The leading lines going around, because all the leading lines go to the face. I think the camera is honestly in a kind of cool spot. The colors are really cool.
Yeah.
But just the out of focus distorts it really.
Yeah, and I feel like it's just...
it really does.
But the colors were good. I like the colors in that one.
I'm done, yo. I'm done. I'm done.
This one was so absurd.
I'm done.
I was just like, what the heck?
I compositing. I've said everything that before.
Look,
like,
Mom,
just please.
Chair.
This is like General
This isn't a
Grievous
trendy photo. This is a bad photo. Also, I am making this into a. I am making this into a meme format, so please send it to me.
Okay. I will. I'm kind of scared to see how that turns out, Nick, but I'm excited.
This just looks like a bad. This just looks like a bad photo.
Well, nothing's in focus.
This is not trendy. This is just a bad photo. And you can tell because like compared to the other ones you've seen, it has like way less likes and stuff. It's just a bad photo.
Yeah. Also, we're seeing tons of likes on the super trendy ones. Okay. This is the phones again. The phones again.
Done.
Like, put an actual person in the frame, not a phone. Like, why? Why would you do that? Like, what is the point?
And also it seemed fake.
Next.
Flare photography.
Granted,
Smoke
this is our first smoke photo we've seen today, but still.
I tried to save you from that kind of stuff. I mean, it's. This is just like
they have to aid the subject of the photo. They can't be the subject of the photo.
Or like if SWAT is going in somewhere and they throw that.
Yeah.
All right, next photo. And
last
finally,
but not least,
the most trendy photo we have hit today.
This is Tristan.
You see
wearing his
the
gas
clarity
mask.
bumped up. You guys, you see just
Actually, no, the clarity is not bumped up. On
the
this one.
mask in it. You know, it's just so impersonal. Like all these other photos.
Well, we did take the picture in an abandoned place.
But you can tell it's just done in a forest, and it was just like completely fake. And yeah, sorry, Rocco. It's trendy and it's bad.
Like an abandoned facility, such as like Chernobyl.
And he even put in the fake. He said
maybe
Chernobyl,
have
and it wasn't actually in
smoke
Chernobyl.
there. That would look a little better.
Okay, but
Come
also,
on.
I was just like,
Stop
the
defending
caption-
yourself, Rocco.
Okay,
That's
follow
the
my
end of the
Instagram
world.
link in the
Stop
description.
it.
I'll leave everyone's Instagram link in the description, and you can all criticize their photos there. All right, guys. Yeah, I will link everyone's Instagram accounts in the description. So that was the trendy photography video.
I don't know what I post, man.
Obviously, do not take it seriously. This is more of just our perspective on how we see this kind of stuff. If you shoot that,
This is
Just a
also
reminder.
how we have fun during quarantine.
yeah, but also, do try to be more unique if you shoot like this. You know, it's just... Also, the YouTube bots are really annoying. Just wanted to say that. Great content, my guy, Tom. All right. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching the video. Obviously, if you are a trendy photographer,
So that concludes
that's
the
fine.
video?
Just look for more interesting compositions, and try to do more unique things.
As long as you're less trendy than Rocco is, because we all know Rocco is super trendy, you're fine.
That was one photo. One time. Okay, guys, my camera is blinking, and yeah.
My
All right,
camera's been blinking for
great
half
talk,
this
guys.
video.
Drop a like and subscribe. The old photography video will be linked right now, and you guys can watch that and explore my channel if you want to. See you all in the next video. Peace. Follow us all on Instagram.
Yeah.
Bye.